Welcome to our web class discussing the need for long-term healthcare coverage for university professors. In today's video, we'll talk about how likely you are to need coverage and some innovative ways to pay for it. Welcome everyone, I'm James Haygood of Filbrandt & Company. With me today is Patricia Filbrandt, President of Filbrandt Investment Advisors. Pat, most people don't comprehend the risk of needing long-term care in their lifetimes. Can you give some context to the risk involved?
I can, James. I will mention an insurance that all of us are familiar with. We all have homeowners insurance and we all have auto insurance. I recently read an article published by an elder attorney that referenced some statistics that I think are a good reference point. Chances of you having an auto accident during your life are 1 in 240. The chances of you having a fire in your home are 1 in 1,200. The chances of you needing long-term care at the age of 65 is 1 in 2. Varying studies show that 65 to 75% of Americans at the age of 65 will need some type of long-term care assistance. At age 50, most Americans have not made any plans for long-term care. I think this should be most concerning as Americans are living longer and healthcare costs are increasing.
Pat, what are the most common questions you hear professors ask about long-term care?
People quite often confuse long-term care insurance with long-term disability. I'll ask the question, do you have long-term care insurance? And they will reference this deduction that they quite often see from their paycheck. Long-term disability insurance is an insurance that insures your income, and it's important. Sometimes people are confused that they think that their health insurance will pay for their long-term care needs. Health insurance pays for doctor visits, hospitalization, and sometimes rehab. Long-term care is a custodial care. This is an important distinction. Some people are not clear how they would use a long-term care insurance policy. It's important to know that in order for a policy to pay, they have to be unable to perform 2 of the 6 daily living activities. And those activities are bathing, eating, continence, toileting, dressing, and transferring.
Pat, what are some funding options for professors who don't have long-term care coverage?
There are a few options, James. The first is Medicaid. Medicaid is available to all Americans. This is very basic care, and in order to qualify for Medicaid, you must spend down most of your assets. The next option that most people have heard of is traditional long-term care insurance. This can be very expensive and doesn't provide any return of premium if the policy is not utilized. More recently, the insurance companies are providing some more attractive options by combining life insurance with long-term care or annuities or a CD with long-term care. This offers a return of premium to either the individual or potentially to the individual's beneficiary. The last option, I think, is the least desirable, and that is self-funding, which is the most risky.
What are the major concerns you have when you hear professors talk about self-funding?
James, the major concern that I have when I hear people talk about self-funding is, are they aware of the high costs of health care and the fact that most Americans are living longer? They need to measure this with the assets that they have and make certain that they will last for their lifetime.
Pat, what advice does Filbrandt & Company give to its clients regarding long-term care coverage and insurance?
There are 2 important points that we suggest for all of our clients when we're doing retirement income planning. We do retirement projections throughout retirement years, and we always interject an expense of $6,000 a month for 3 years for all of our clients at roughly the mid-80s. We want to make certain that the assets will bear the test of this financial need. We feel that if a client is at a higher risk, if there's a family history of Alzheimer's, we may increase this to $12,000 a month. We want to make certain that you have adequate funds to sustain your retirement years. The second most important thing, I think, is to make certain that whoever you go to for advice, they're not just giving you one solution. You should be looking at 3 or 4 options in terms of how you can satisfy your long-term care needs, and a good advisor should be able to offer those options to you. It's not, long-term care planning is very specific to your situation. The solution is not a one-size-fits-all.
If you would like more information on how you can plan for long-term care, please visit our website. We have 2 helpful informational reports that you can request. You can also call us toll-free and request to speak with an advisor free of charge. And I would also like to remind and recommend that any advice that you seek, make sure that you're speaking with a comprehensive independent financial planner. Pat, thank you for your insight today. Filbrandt & Company serves the comprehensive financial planning needs of university professionals. Until next time, thanks for watching our video today.